I've been using the word empowerment for quite a number of years, and I think it's very important for a manager to learn how to empower people to solve problems, how to empower people to really be involved and get excited about their work. But something occurred to me yesterday about the word empowerment, which is totally different than the way I've been using it, and I thought I would share it with you today. That means when I talk to managers, and I think most managers would agree, that the word empowerment means that they're going to empower the people that work for them to do a better job, to make their work easier and more interesting, to improve quality, to reduce costs, etc. So we're always thinking of the word empowerment of what other people should be doing. But what occurred to me is empowerment really should start with you. How do you become empowered? You, the manager, how do you become empowered? How do you make the right decisions at the right time? Very often, you are confronted with a problem and you look for a solution. And if it's something that you've done before, then you can go ahead and do it without asking anyone's or any other person's advice. But now you're confronted with something new. You've learned something new. You want to, as an example, implement quick and easy Kaizen in your company. This is something new that you haven't done before. Now, it's not complicated to just go around and look for opportunities to improve, to make improvements, and then when you find a solution, then you implement it. Of course, it sounds easy, but very often, if you want to start a system, something new, you go to your boss and say, this sounds very good. I think this will really help the company. It'll improve our quality and save us money, and I think we should do it. And your boss is not as familiar with you are on the subject. And the boss might say, look, this is not a good time. We're not really ready for this. We don't have money in the budget, do you know? And it's a gamble, and we might make a mistake, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so you go back and you don't feel that happy about it, but he's the boss. He's the one who makes the decision. Now, real empowerment means when you find something that you should do, even though you haven't done it before, if you have the knowledge, if you have the intelligence, then you do it. Now, it's good to go to an expert. Maybe you have a coach or somebody in the company that you think really knows this subject very well, and you discuss it with the expert. And then you come to a conclusion, hey, this is good for the company, I'm going to do it. That means you can do new things without asking the boss. This is funny. You know, in Japan, they call it bottoms-up management. Bottoms-up management means the person that has the intelligence, the person that has the knowledge, the experience, is the one that should make the decision. And then management is there as a guide. Actually, a good manager is a coach. And a coach's role is to bring out the best of people, not to be there to suppress them, to stop them, to use their power over the other person, but to bring power to the person that needs it, can use it to make the best decision for the company. So I think we should begin to look at empowerment in a whole different way if we want to be successful in this very highly competitive world. Empowerment is giving power to the person that can really use it correctly. And the manager then becomes a coach. Just say that you're a coach of a baseball team and you have 9 people playing for you. Well, you want every one of your players to be superstars. You want them, of course, to practice and to experience and to improve their skills in every possible way. But they're the ones that are doing the job. When the ball is hit to them, they can't turn to the coach or the manager and say, hey, what do I do now? No, they have to have the ability, and you have to trust in them that they have the ability and they're going to do that job correctly. Then a whole different shift takes over in an organization. And power is given to the right people, and that's what we want. We don't want to build up power just into the manager so he looks good. No, that's wrong. We have to reverse this system. And I hope you'll think a lot about this whole new idea of empowerment. And empowerment starts with you. Yes, of course, you want to empower the people that work for you, but you empower them by getting them to improve their skills, getting them to improve their knowledge, and supporting them when they make a decision. And if they make the wrong decision, they make a mistake, recognize that they could learn from that mistake. It's not your job to criticize them when they make a mistake. I mean, most people are afraid of making mistakes. They're afraid they're going to get fired. In fact, I saw a memo from a recent student of mine, and the president of the company said it out. We don't want you to make mistakes. The first mistake, you're going to be criticized. Don't make it again. If you make a mistake a second time, you're going to have to go take some kind of a class. And if you make a mistake the third time, wow, that's dire consequences coming, because the fourth time you make a mistake, you're fired. What kind of climate do they create? That's the opposite of Toyota. Toyota wants people to learn from their mistakes. In fact, I saw an incident in Japan at Lexus about a year ago, and this worker was moving a Lexus engine moving along the factory, and he hit the wrong button, and the motor crashed down on the floor, and parts were scattered all over the place, and oil was poured all over the place. And I watched the supervisor looking at the incident, and he didn't criticize. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't criticize that worker. The worker felt bad enough. All he really tried was to, how could we learn from this experience so it doesn't happen again? And that engine, what does it cost? $5,000? And it was not cause of criticism to the worker. It's an amazing environment to work in when you're there all trying to do a common job for the benefit of the customer, for the benefit of the company, and you're able and allowed to make mistakes. So think about this word empowerment and how you could be empowered in a totally different way. Thank you very much.